Our next speaker is the esteemed Mindy Bickel, and she's a real-life representative from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. I feel so grateful and so lucky to have you here with us today. Mindy's going to be talking to you about all sorts of wonderful things that the USPTO is doing and how they help entrepreneurs in so many ways. So Mindy, take it away.
Thank you so much. Richard, it's really my honor to be here, and I'm very grateful to Gerhardt Law for including me on the symposium. I know it's an international symposium, but certainly the United States is part of the international scene, so we're happy to be here. Before I start, I'm just curious, show of hands, anyone applied for or received a patent in the U.S.? Thank you for the business. I appreciate it. Trademarks? Any trademarks? Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, we've got a really great, sophisticated audience, and we appreciate that business too. I was a patent examiner, so I sometimes forget about the trademark side of our operation, but they're very important. I also did want to point out quickly a shout out to two of my staff members, Anthony Zimmer and Delane Duncan. And the reason I'm pointing them out is because they will be here to answer questions at the end if you want some one-on-one time, one of me and one of each of them. So the things that I wanted to point out to you tonight, first, many of you have patents or trademarks, but if you don't know where to start, I wanted to point out a tool that we have on our website, which is USPTO.gov for United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO.gov. It's called the IP Awareness Assessment Tool. It's a name that really would make you say, what the heck is that? That's what I thought when I first heard it. It's, I like to describe it as one of those self-surveys, kind of like on Facebook, where you find out that your favorite color is lemon at the end. This tool actually helps you figure out what kind of intellectual property your business might be based on. So you answer a number of questions. It takes about 45 minutes, and at the end, you might want to consider protecting patents and trademarks, or copyright and trade secret. We don't like to forget about trade secret. And they'll also, the survey will give you links to information on our website that tells you about those kinds of intellectual property and how to get started with protecting that IP, how you might want to file. I like to say that that's a great place to start if you don't know where to start. And frankly, it's a great place to start even if you've already started. So you might think that what you need to protect is a patent, and you might only be thinking utility patent, and you might have something that you might want to look at for a design patent, as well as other kinds of intellectual property. So I think that's a great tool. Another tool that I like to talk about that is a little bit more in international flavor is called the ACE tool, which stands for Assess Costs Everywhere. And that's actually housed on the Department of Commerce website, United States Department of Commerce website, which is doc.gov. And that tool can help you if you're thinking about manufacturing. So clearly you'd need to figure out where you want to manufacture. You might choose the United States. I have to say I have a bias, all due respect to the other panel members, since I represent the United States government. We want you to manufacture in the United States, or at least consider that. But you may decide that it's best for you to manufacture in another country. And this tool will help you think about the costs in doing that you might not have considered. So there are tabs that help you look at labor costs in other countries. They help you look at how skilled workforces are in other countries. They help you look at transportation if you need to do site visits in these other countries. And the cost of intellectual property protection in these countries where you might manufacture, because if you're going to manufacture there, you might want to consider protecting your intellectual property in that country, and you might actually need to enforce it, and so there also is costs of litigation in those countries, transportation, getting your products from that country here. So lots of information in that ACE tool, and we highly recommend that you look at that as well. There are a number of initiatives that have been undertaken jointly by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and patent offices around the world, one of which is called the Patent Prosecution Highway. Sort of a fun name for an initiative that can help you get your patent examined faster in a second country after it is examined in a first country. In other words, let's say you were to file your patent application in both China and the United States, and it was picked up for examination more quickly in China than in the US. If there was allowable subject matter, you could apply in the United States to have your application expedited for examination. Patent Prosecution Highway, according to a survey done by the American Intellectual Property Law Association, estimates that it can save you up to $15,000 if you are applying for protection in multiple countries. So that's something that you might want to look at. I think you have a handout from our office on Patent Prosecution Highway in your bag. Your bag, that's the word. Another one is the Global Dossier, which is a way of looking at your applications that are filed in multiple countries all through one portal, which can kind of help you manage what you have to look at. And the last two, because I think I'm running low on time, the last two initiatives that I wanted to talk about, one of which David Polstalski was very instrumental in helping us establish in this region, is the Patent Pro Bono program. So you are allowed to file your patent application yourself and prosecute it before our office. That's what we say when we talk about patent examination. You can do that with us all by yourself. However, we do not recommend that you do that. There are many reasons why it may be more beneficial to you to use an attorney, and we in fact recommend that you consider that. Attorneys can help you look at your invention in ways that you might not have thought of. Well, you might say, I can't possibly afford an attorney. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not true. But if you really can't, we have now established in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut a patent pro bono program where you can get some pretty high-powered legal assistance if you are under a certain income ceiling to help you with your patent application and the examination process of it. So that's one initiative that we have. And the other is what we call the Pro Se Assistance Center. Pro Se is what we call applicants who file their own applications. And we have a unit set up to help you with your filing and answer questions and give you a little bit more hand-holding than we would do with an attorney who really knows the process and knows the rules. So those are two initiatives that can really help as well. So I think that's probably my time.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Mindy.